23 and 22. Shannon, do you think the Clippers are also in danger of missing the playoffs?
No, I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but they just couldn't throw in the ocean last night. Skip, if you're looking at your play sheet right now, because I know our people at home don't have one of these, can you tell the people on the Clippers who had the worst plus-minus of anybody that touched the court last night? It wasn't Russ. Russ was only, of the starters, Russ had the best plus-minus, and he was -10. I just want you to know there's a guy that's second. He wears number 2. He said, this is a Kawhi Town. He was -24. He ain't played a lick of defense yet. At what point in time is Kawhi going to start playing defense? I just want to know, was he guarding Jordan Poole or was he guarding Klay Thompson? Or maybe he's guarding Draymond. I thought he was driving Draymond, and Draymond was just driving the ball on him left and right. Was he guarding Kuminga? Who was he guarding? They don't play defense anymore. Skip, if you look at their rating, their offensive rating before they signed Russ, and you look at it now, the offensive rating is up here. That defensive rating is down here. It was flipped before. That's their problem. They probably don't stop anybody scoring 91 points and give up 115. They gave up 42 in the third quarter. With a Paul George doing what Paul George does again. You remember that time in Utah when Russ had 44, had the outstanding night? Yep. And Paul George said, PG, what you got on it? He said, I got 5 on it. Gave him 5 points. Last night, 3 of 15, 1 of 8. That ain't Russ. That's not Russell. Eric Gordon, 2 of 10 from 3, 6 of 16. That ain't on Russ. Skip. Oh, Norman Powell. Woo, woo.
By the way, to your first point, you looking at your stat sheet?
Yeah.
That guy, Kawhi Leonard, he took a grand total of 12 shots last night. How many did he make?
He made 8 of them.
Okay, he took how many three-point attempts?
3.
He made 2 of those.
Yep.
Maybe he should have taken 24 shots.
Well, maybe he should have guarded somebody. I don't care how many shots he take. He should have guarded somebody. Is he going to guard anybody? Because you keep telling me, oh, he the best two-way, he 2-2. Skip, I'm trying to figure out how does a team with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Nicholas Batum is a defensive guy, Terrence Mann is a defensive guy, Robert Covington came in and mop-up duty, and they just letting teams just go up and down the court on them. Y'all in trouble.
I already told you that. I first guessed this. I cannot fathom why the Los Angeles Clippers, the stepchildren, the team in the basement, said, yeah, the Lakers just got out of the Russell Westbrook trap, so we'll fall right into it. We'll show those Lakers upstairs that we can make it work with Russell Westbrook. And I'm sorry, but you are missing the point on what happened last night and why this team is now 0-4 since it went and got Russell Westbrook. To my detriment, I'm still shaken by this because he is the human cloud. He is way more trouble than he's worth because he's the worst three-point shooter in basketball, and he is high turnovers. He had only 4 last night, but he did lead the Clippers with 4 turnovers. And the problem is that he's contagious to everybody else. He hangs over the team, and he sets a tone that the others tend to follow. And yet, the guy you referred to, who was horrible last night, Paul George, he was the one who campaigned the loudest to add Russell Westbrook. I had my best year in Oklahoma City as his co-star. Paul, you just said you need a floor general, and you think that Russell Westbrook is the floor general that you need? Did you see what happened last night? Steve Kerr was the first coach so far. And let me throw this stat at you. Russell Westbrook has now started 14 games. The last 14 times he's actually started a game in the NBA, he's been on the losing team. So there's something going on. That's not a coincidence to me.
I didn't know that. Okay. That was a good stat there.
That's a good stat.
Oh, you must be borrowing my ash on that one.
I got it.
Ash don't help him.
Okay. Here's the big picture point. Steve Kerr finally said about Russell Westbrook last night, I'm not even going to guard him.
I knew you were going to pull this.
He didn't even guard him. He said, Draymond, you got Russ, quote unquote, but I want you to stand in the lane because that's not illegal defense. If you just go stand in the lane, but that's your guy out there, and you choose to dare him to shoot that, it's not illegal. So Draymond just said, I'm over here. I'm under the basket. Hi, Russ. Take every shot you want to take. He missed 7 shots outside the paint last night. He went a grand total of 3 for 12. He missed all 5 of his three-point shots. Duh. And his second half was way worse than his first half, but I'll get to that in a moment because I want to show you these 7 misses because we are talking about West bricks. This is pathetic because these are uncontested, unguarded. Here, you do this. You can have that shot. Whoops. Clang. Then Russ, wide open from the corner. Whoops, a little wide right and wide open. You can have that all day.
But he's shooting with authority, Skip.
Okay,
I mean, he's shooting like he's going to make them.
Okay. And then that's his shot, usually the banker. And here he goes again. And whoops. And here we go again. Russ, wide open. These are as uncontested as you can get. Here, let me try this one again. Whoops, a little short. Yep. Okay. All right. So here's what happens in that fateful third quarter. They lose 42-16. By the way, they lost the second half last night 70-35. They were up 11 at half, and they looked pretty good.
Kawhi hit a 3 at the buzzer.
He did. It kind of lipped around and fell.
He's known for those, though.
Okay. He in one playoff game for Toronto. But the point is, here's Russ in the third quarter. He goes 0 for 2. He played 7 minutes. He went 0 for 2, 0 for 1 from 3. He had 0 rebounds. Usually he's a demon rebounding the basketball. Had only 1 assist as the floor general and 2 turnovers. That's just in the third quarter. So in the total second half of the game, if I can find this here, in the second half, Russell Westbrook, your floor general, goes 0 for 5, 0 for 3 from 3 with 0 rebounds in the whole second half. Only 1 assist in the entire second half and 3 turnovers. If he's your point guard, how many point guards in the history of the NBA have been dared to shoot jump shots? It just doesn't happen because, as you always point out, the new wave has been the point guard's really he's a 2 guard because he's a combo guard. That's the new term for it. Well, Russ is not combo. He's not anything. What are you doing? What are you doing, Russ?
I mean, it's in his head now, Skip.
Yeah,
because when he was with the Lakers, he was taking that shot.
And he'll go on a jag and make a couple of them, and you'll be like,
he hit the one late. Was that the other night? He hit one late. That
he hit one late. He hit one late that actually kept them barely afloat.
I think cut it like 5, cut it to 4 or 5.
Yeah. Every once in a while he does that. But in a game like this against the Golden State, they'd won 3 in a row. But come on. The Clippers are just a little better than Golden State. The Clippers were 4-point favorites last night at Golden State.
Yeah. But let's be real with the Clippers. The Clippers have one winning streak of more than 3 games all season. So let's not pretend like he joined the Nuggets and all of a sudden they're in a tailspin. You weren't that good to begin with. Now, you were shooting the 3, but guess what you do? In the past 27 games, the Clippers drained 41% of their threes. That's the highest in the NBA. But since January 1st, you're 23rd in points allowed per possession. Okay. So guess what you're not doing? You're not defending.
Okay.
And if you're clanking shots like they were clanking, Skip, they were 9 of 43. Who you going to be shooting 9 of 43?
And by the way, Golden State, known for shooting threes, there's no Steph right now, obviously. But look at they were 30% from 3. So they were 14 of 46. Well, usually if they're at home and they shoot 14 of 46, you're going to win the game, right?
Right. Yeah, and you got crushed on the glass. You got beat 60-47, and Plumlee had 20 rebounds.
He did. Career high.
He had 20 rebounds.
He's actually been kind of a revelation.
He has been.
Right.
I mean, I've never seen anybody change, and he shoots better with his left hand from the free throw line.
It actually looks pretty decent.
Yes.
Okay, he's pretty confident in it.
Yes.
Shannon Sharp, before the All-Star break, in the 14 games before, they won 10 of them and lost 4. So they were on a pretty good roll with Terrence Mann in the starting lineup. And you have brought up this point numerous times. It just looked right to me because he plays so hard and he's smart and he just brings energy to it in a good way, like good energy, like positive energy.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, and all of a sudden, Ty Lue said, well, if we're going to sign Russell Westbrook, we got to play Russell Westbrook.
No, Skip. What you do if you sign a guy, you keep him in the same role that when you signed him. He was coming off the bench. Terrence Mann is playing well for you. He is giving you this. He was giving you 4, 5, 6 assists, but he wasn't turning the ball over. He's your best on-ball defender. He's a hustle guy. Skip. He got him so many loose balls last night with extra possessions. But and you send him to the bench. Why? Why would you? First of all, why would you mess up the chemistry of your team? You said they had 14 games before the All-Star, they won 10 of them. Why would you tinker with that chemistry?
Help me. I asked the same question. That's why I told you. What are you doing?
Sometimes, you know, they overthink it.
Okay.
They overthink it.
But you can't tell me, because remember, that whole franchise, they're all Laker wannabes, and I don't blame them because they're stuck in a town with the Kings, you know, the King and the Kings, right? And they are the Lakers. They've been dynastic over time.
Right.
They are a cornerstone franchise.
Yes.
They are it. They are the market. Well, they're it. They're beyond the Boston Celtics to me for marquee value, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's why LeBron chose to end his career here. I don't know if he's going to end up going somewhere else, but
the names get look.
Hey.
I mean, the Celtics have great, but when you talk about Magic and you talk about Shaq and you talk about Kobe and now you talk about LeBron and you talk about Wilt.
Okay, and for a year and a half on the show, all we talked about was the Lakers are stuck with Russ. And I kept saying, I don't see any way out from under it because you owe him $47 million. So finally, you found a way out because Jeannie finally said, okay, I give up. I give in. I will part with the 27 first-round pick, and it's going to Utah. And Utah says, if you'll give us that pick, we will buy him out, and we'll set him free. And they did. Whatever was left on that 47 million.
But, Skip, I believe but they told Russ, we're going to trade, but we're buying you out.
No, we don't want you.
No. We are buying you out, and that's what I was told, that any team that would trade for Russ was going to immediately buy him out.
Okay, so nobody wanted him except the Clippers.
Right.
And it's because they said, let's stick it to them. Let's show them we can make it work in ways they couldn't. Their problem will become our solution.
The Clippers might need to stay out the buyout market. They tried it with John Wall. How'd that work out for him, Skip?
Well, it worked out better than this is.
Skip. But here's the thing. You say, well, they should just trade John Wall. They wanted, the Houston Rockets wanted to trade John Wall and 2 first-round picks for Russ.
They did.
And Rob Pelinka like, are you serious? Are you high? Y'all must have been in that Snoop stuff, because I know California got that good out here. Y'all had to be on some of that in Houston. If y'all think we're going to trade you Russ and those 2 unprotected first-round picks for John Wall, it's just to get the cloud. No. And they ended up, guess what? Trading John Wall back, and I don't know if the Rockets bought him out or something. They might have bought him out. I don't know what's going on with that. But Clippers need to stay out the buyout market, and that worked out well for them.
So Plumlee was nice.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon has been the
He's been okay.
He's been like the de facto point guard, like they play him sometimes.
But Skip, that's not what he is.
No, it's not.
He's a two. He's a two. Yeah, he can have a couple of assists, but he hadn't shot the ball well. He's normally a better defender than what he's shown over the last couple of games.
I agree.
But they don't. They just don't. They don't look good. I agree with you. This is what I'm going to agree with you on. I don't know if I would have tinkered as much with the roster as they did. Clearly, they thought they needed something. I thought Luke Kennard played really well for them before he got injured, Skip.
He did.
And Reggie Jackson.
And now Luke Kennard's a Memphis Grizzly and making shots. Go ahead.
And Mr. April and May, Reggie Jackson. I mean, he Reggie October.
I told you. He's Ernestine's favorite player, and she would watch the Clippers, just watch Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
And now